So away we go again, 45 minutes remaining as Zimbabwe look to turn this one around. They've fallen 2-0 behind in a little over half an hour. Manetzi, the second goal for his country, bringing them back to within one of the visitors. I say visitors, both here visiting South Africa, but Zimbabwe the home side and looking to profit from home advantage. Immediately on the attack, 30 seconds into the second half, shot blocked. But a statement of intent from the Warriors, looking to battle on and claim something, at least one, if not three, of the points on offer here in Durban. One change apiece at the halfway point of the match. Tawanda Chirewa brought on for Prince Dube. Pretty much a straight swap, forward for forward. Dube more of a traditional centre forward. Chirewa largely a winger. Certainly plays on the wing for Huddersfield Town at the moment, on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers, the club of his captain. Marshall Manetzi joining in January, along with his former Rams teammate, Emmanuel Agbadu. The pair of them moving for about 20 million from Rams to the Midlands of England, from Champagne country to a team to survive in the English Premier League. Manetzi has given his side here hope of surviving in this qualification campaign, and they've started the second half in the right way. Zamura's pass, however, is cut out. There's a large group of players right on the edge of the area, both sides. It's all been fairly hectic since we got back underway. Chirewa straight into the thick of things. Made his Premier League debut for Wolves against Arsenal just under a year ago. Born in Britain to Zimbabwean parents. This his fifth appearance after officials working against the clock to secure a passport ahead of his debut last year. Get 45 minutes here to show what he can do as well. Tamimu Uwaru at the other end, largely looking to stop Chirewa from doing just that. Similarly, a straight swap for Benin. Mumini off, Uwaru on. Masona can't find the return pass, but can win it back. He has Chirewa in front of him. Also, though, that pass going straight out for a Benin throw. Benin here, aiming to win 3 successive World Cup qualifying matches for the first time since a 3-match winning sequence between 2009 and 2012. They are halfway to doing so. We'll be less focused on matching that stat and more on moving to the top of Group C. They are winless in their last 5 official games, though that is including 2 for the African Nations Championship. Of course, a different squad, players who all play within their home country. So, more accurately for this squad, it's 3 without a win, the last 2 of those being draws. Started this match very well though. Now, however, it might be a case of surviving the final 40 minutes. Do seem to be set up more defensively since we got back underway. I think for now, the pairs' respective approaches to the second half have been made clear. Predictable ones they are too. Benin looking to hang on for a win away from home. Zimbabwe determined to push on and earn themselves some points, preferably a first win of this qualification campaign. Chire couldn't quite force that one through. Break and play here as Johan Roche has stayed down. Referee trying to get a stretcher on. It's all rather unnecessary. Roche looking to put himself between his goalkeeper and Knowledge Masona, kept on running, went in with a shoulder and has left Roche in a heap. Both sets of players complaining in different directions. Most important thing that Roche is fine, and at worst just a bit winded. Again, referee ordering the stretcher, which is not arrived all that quickly. And Benin's number 5 will eventually now be tended to by the medics. Wears number 69 for his club in honour of the department in which he was born in France, born in Lyon. Spent most of his club career in France, now playing for Petrolul in Romania. We're seeing a few shots of the highlights thus far, the 3 goals. One I'm sure Washington Arubi won't be wanting to watch back, followed by one I'm sure Dododoku will. Move of the match, leading to Benin's second goal. With that lead halved late in the first half, so we're a little less comfortable now, particularly with Marcel Dongenou sending that sportingly, I think we'll say, benefit of the doubt, out into touch. Zimbabwe will come straight back in his direction if they can. Kamabiliat, distinctive pink-haired winger, played his part. A number of attacking chances in that first half. It's a lovely reverse ball through. Zamora will get there. Currently operating on the right-hand side. The left back converted to left winger, now right winger. Looking to cut inside. Inverted wing attack, which will be something else for the Benin defence to think about if he does remain there. Biliak going down, winning the free kick from Junior Olaitan. Olaitan's punishment is to be a one-man wall in front of the man he brought down. Fired in by Zamora, and Donjanu wasn't sure. Ultimately got fingertips to the ball, hoping no one was coming in behind him at the back post. He just slightly misjudged the flight of the ball. So it will be a Zimbabwe corner. Plenty of tussles in the box, as you'd expect. Referee trying to keep on top of things. Biliak to take. Fired in low, straight into Tamimu Uuru. Sends it long, looking to spark the counter. And Tonji, though, didn't bring it down, and it's coming straight back in the opposite direction. Chireya with strong feet to hang on to possession there. Under the challenger rush. Seems to be showing no ill effects from that coming together with Knowledge Masona. Now Ruby goes long. Not long enough. But, Benin are struggling to put together a string of passes, hold on to possession for longer than a few seconds at the moment. It's a long way to go if they're going to sit back and defend exclusively for the remaining half an hour or so. Manetzi again driving on from midfield, winning a free kick. Seems to be flourishing with the armband. Regular skipper, Marvellous Nakamba, missed out through injury. He's replaced in the squad by Richard Hishiro. It's taken quickly, and Zimbabwe do level things up. Benin caught cold, and it's Knowledge Masona who heats things up here in the Moses Mabhida. Zimbabwe fight back from 2 goals down, and now with more than half an hour to play, we're back on level terms, 2-2. Benin defence were half asleep, and Masona took full advantage. A brilliant disguised ball from Jordan Zamora, and Masona fired it into the bottom corner. Donjanu couldn't get down quickly enough to his left. It's goal number 26 for his country, for Knowledge Masona. Restores his record of 1 goal every other appearance for his country. 26 and 52 now. Closes in on the Nlovus at the top of the all-time scoring charts. Peter and Adam, first and second. Masona a comfortable third. Legend of Zimbabwean football, who adds a little more to the legend with what could prove to be an all-important goal here. Just before the hour mark, during Zimbabwe, show that tenacity again has been clearly present since Michael Nees took over. Now they need to not get overexcited. Benin will be fighting back, frustrated at losing a 2-goal lead in the space of about 15 minutes of play. Look at what it means to the Zimbabwe fans in the stands. Couple of strong tackles in midfield. It's Benin and Doku who come away with it, and he's releasing Tonji. Options in the middle. Trying to clear. Ultimately, it will be a free kick. Divine Lunga did well, held his ground, drew the foul. A quick scare. But Zimbabwe comes and goes, can't afford having worked so hard to get back square, to immediately fall behind again. That'd be too bitter a pill to swallow, surely. Lunga finding the ball in between his legs while still on the deck. And this game is now anyone's for the taking. Can't say we're expecting this many goals. There could be plenty more to come the way things are going. Zimbabwe had only scored 2 in the previous 4 games. They've managed 2 in 15 minutes of play. Karananga just about got there in time. Looks to spark a counter brilliantly. Drop of the shoulder from Marshall Manetzi, and then went for the spectacular. Donjanu can't prevent the corner. Right smile. Gun at Raw. It's really got away from his team here. Love to know where that was going before the deflection. You've got Johan Roche in the way. Manetzi looking for what would have been a spectacular second of his and third of his country. Any third will be spectacular here. And that's a decent corner, but one that is somehow missed by everyone in the middle. Manetzi was one of them. Zamora looking to turn provider again. Would have been a second assist in a matter of minutes. It went through the legs of Manetzi ultimately. Couldn't believe it, didn't gamble on it being missed by all those in front of him. The tempo of this match not dropping anytime soon. Play continues. Zamora sends it forwards again, looking for Misona. Going to be a carbon copy of the equaliser, albeit from open play this time. But this time, Misona closed down before he could get a shot away. For this game, Zimbabwe, as mentioned, scoring 2 Benin generally been pretty tight at the back, edging games, and he conceded 3, scored 4 themselves. This one has come to life ever since Steve Mounier opened the scoring early on. Has really had a moment of calm. Lunga drawing the foul again, caught by Doku. Another brilliant ball from Jordan Zamora, who is flourishing on this right-hand side. Brave keeping from Donjinu. Smother the shot. Michael Knees watching on, passing on some instructions. After the Zimbabwean FA chose not to extend Baltimore Brito's temporary contract, the Brazilian, having overseen the first 2 World Cup qualifiers, Michael Knees brought in. Really has turned around the fortunes, this new look Zimbabwe squad. It's going to take time for a squad to gel after an 18-month period in which the Warriors had played just twice, a couple of friendlies against Namibia and Botswana during that suspension. Starting to, they can deliver on their considerable potential. Doku, though, another with plenty of potential. Need to spin this way and that. Lost out, but Benin back on the front foot. First time in a while. Opened up there. Temptingly. In front of Ceci Dalmeida. Shot blocked, but it will be a corner. Benin sparked back into life. Doku is down. A goal and an assist to his name this afternoon. Plays for Smua in the Egyptian Premier League. Moved from Benin to Egypt in 2022 for a measly 24,000. Has been delivering on his potential ever since. Initially got back to his feet there, ultimately dropping to the ground again. That was Garananga in the way of Dalmeida's shot. Doku carried off. I wonder if that will be the end of his game. Still 4 substitutions available to each manager after their single half-time change. And here comes a second for Gernot Raw. On comes Samadou Atajiku. Defensive midfielder. No confirmation as yet if it is Doku who's gone off. There we go, there's your confirmation, unsurprisingly. Doku forced off. Somewhat defensive change there then from Gernot Raw, trying to steady the ship. Knocks it down for Manetzi. Once again, the captain gallops forwards. This time, couldn't force his way through. Another clash with Dalmeida. All getting a bit ugly. Back underway quickly enough, though. Michael Nees, most recently director of Kosovan national side for 5 years. Does have previous experience in Africa, Seychelles for a couple of years, Rwanda. Very varied career. Also been a technical advisor for Japan, South Africa and Israel. He's a hard taskmaster. He will only be truly satisfied with this performance if Zimbabwe can complete the turnaround. Zamora this time overhits his pass from Masona. No foul on the converted left back. David Kiki coming over the top. And his fellow fullback. I think actually ultimately winning the free kick. And Raw encourages his team up the pitch, looking to gain some territory. Another with plenty of experience in Africa, also taking charge of Gabon, Niger, Burkina Faso, and most pertinently Nigeria for 5 years, 2016 to 21. Signed a 3-year contract with Benin. Said money not a motivating factor. His decision to take on this new challenge, said he'll earn half of what he earned in Nigeria. Came for the challenge, not for the money. Shock on the face of Manashi Garananga. He felt he was innocent in that collision with Mounier, still down. Stretches out once again for the big number 9. Painful moment for Zimbabwean fans, which have been forced to watch again as Mounier opened the scoring. Doku adding a second shortly after. There was Manetzi's source of hope for the second half, and that hope fulfilled by Masona. Now a show of emotion, a rare one from Michael Nees. Heading towards the final quarter of an hour. Mounier doesn't look to be set to follow his teammate off. Doku forced off, but Mounier ready to return. Will look to get on the end of this free kick. As if he's allowed back on in time for it. Sent back to the sidelines by the referee. Was missed. Opportunity for Dalmeida on the edge. Williat gets it back. Divine Lunga bombing on up the left-hand side. There's been a slight change of shape since half-time. And that move from left to right for Jordan Zamora. It's been working. Flicked on neatly by Mounier, but Asked a little too much of Junior Olaitan. Born in the capital of Porto Novo, Olaitan, raised in Nigeria. We'll meet country, homeland of his father, later in this campaign. Nicely worked around the edge of the area, but hoofed away. Anywhere will do at the moment for Benin. It was a brief burst of life after they conceded the equaliser, but now falling back into that holding pattern of defending and surviving for the most part as we enter the final 15. Good speed from Ouru. Pass, so it was a tricky one to pull off. Tonji never stood a chance. Netsi dictating, starts at the back. A 1-2. And on. There's Zamora. Another 1-2. Keeping things ticking over constantly. Marshall Manetsi wanted the free kick, didn't get it. This time, Ntonji will get it. Has to wait for some support. Cavalry to arrive. There's plenty of space here in the final third for Olaitan to try and work his magic. Wasn't quite magical enough. A wriggle between two. Shalai with a commendable attempt to keep that one in. Didn't quite manage it. Heavy touch from Ntonji. Hands possession back to the home side. Spoke about the 6th upcoming AFCON finals for Zimbabwe. It's a 5th for Benin. And here comes Zimbabwe to complete the turnaround. No, denied. First by Donjinu, then by the offside flag. Knowledge Masona saw his name in lights and brought out of retirement, retired from international football in 2022, scored the equaliser. Thought he was about to score the winner. It was straight at Donjanu. Ultimately, wouldn't have mattered either way. Former Warriors captain, returning to the international fold. Looking like he hasn't aged a day since his debut. 34 now, still full of running. There's still time yet for he or one of his teammates to complete what would be some story, maybe the spark that Zimbabwe need in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Survive another half-hearted attack from Benin. Tonji a little isolated at the moment on the right-hand side, giving it his all. Largely shorter options when he does get the ball. Benin made their debut in 2004 the AFCON finals. Also featured 2008, 2010, 2019. Never placed in the top two during the group stage on any of those occasions, but do, however, have a unique record as the first national team to reach the quarterfinals of an AFCON competition without gaining a single win in their AFCON finals history. That was 2019. They drew all three group games, progressing through. It's one of the best third place teams. Technically still yet to win their first AFCON finals game in regular play, despite shocking Morocco in a penalty shootout in the round of 16. But they've come alive again here. Offside flag was up as Tamimu Uru got his head to that cross. There's a nervous moment just before, as well as Washington Arubi caught in two minds on the edge of his box. Danger survived. Zimbabwe push on once again. Chirewa. Get it back. Find Uru in the way. Mounier. Holding it up. Couldn't find a way past. Rashi Garananga. Another change incoming, I think, here for Zimbabwe. Finally a second. Unsurprisingly, Michael Neves was satisfied with his first change, which helped change the complexion of this second half. It will now be a double change from the German head coach. Off comes Knowledge Musona. On in his place, Terence Zukamanja. Supersport United. Forward. Also, Zimbabwe's number 19, Tawanda Maswenize. Plays his football in Scotland for Motherwell. Zamora. It's delivering another dangerous cross. It wasn't far away from perfection once again. Immediately involved Maswenize, trying to stretch out a leg. Couldn't quite reach the ball. As the sun sets here in Durban, Zimbabwe are looking still the more likely side to light up in the final 10 minutes of this game. Benin look fearful. Might settle for a draw despite the frustration of seeing a two-goal lead slip away. Now the away side, a better position. That was almost moments of inspiration from Tawanda Chirewa to take that down. Ball moving at some pace. The offside flag denies him a potentially special goal. It was the correct decision. He did stretch out a leg perfectly into his path. Double change as well for Benin. On comes Jodel Dosu. So too Rabiu Sankamal. Coming off. David Kiki. And Junior Olaitan. Dosu makes his 67th appearance for Benin. Nine goals for his country. Was temporarily without a club for 3 months after leaving Sochaux in July last year. Horrible end to the season for the French club. Moved on to Toulon and now Victoria Rosport in Luxembourg. Free transfer in January. Couple of goals this season since joining. Decent start. He'll get 5 minutes here. So show Gernot Rohr why he should be one of the first names on the team sheet, as he has been for so many years. Who will create the final clear-cut chance of this match? If there is to be one, you feel there is at least one more gilt-edged chance to come in the final minutes. Game is stretched, some legs are tired. Johan Roche sends it long. Kamanja getting his head on the ball for the first time, but suddenly it's Benin in the box and Tonji needs support. Here it comes. It was in the shape of Tamimu Uaru. His deflected shot, it sounded like, was comfortable enough in the end for Washington Arubi. Closed down by 2 in yellow. Quick glance at the referee, no real appeal. Bukamanja to Zamora. His pass was just a little wayward behind Chirewa. Zimbabwe win it back quickly though into the final 90 seconds of the scheduled 90. Turn this way and that. A drop or two of the shoulder. Corner, the cross rather, was cleared. Manetti picked it up. There's the effort from the edge of the box. Optimistic one at that. One which does drift wide. Game for the taking. If anyone can find that moment of inspiration. A shrug from Gernot Rohr. There is Samadou Atajiku. The other, the freshest faces for Benin in this match, 21-year-old. Making his debut here for Benin. Meanwhile, not quite a debut, but one of the younger members of the Zimbabwe squad. Certainly the younger Misona is about to appear. Walter Misona, scorer of that absolute worldie against Nigeria early in this qualification campaign, will replace Andy Renomata for the final few minutes. It was a free kick from around this kind of distance, which Misona sent flying into the top corner. Maybe not quite this distance, certainly not this angle, but it was a long way out. Zamora looks to make the most of the free kick with another threatening delivery. It's nicked away. 4 minutes of additional time to play, one of which have already come and gone. A roar of hope and expectation from the home fans turns in disappointment as Mohamed Tijani goes down under the challenge of Misona. Full of energy, fresh legs, just about second to the ball on that occasion. So as this leaves things in the live standings, a couple of minutes to play would still take Benin to the top of Group C, albeit with a high chance of one of, if not both, Rwanda and South Africa moving above them by the end of tomorrow. It would also leave Zimbabwe still at the bottom of Group C, having moved level on points with Nigeria, but with the Super Eagles to play tomorrow as well. A show of intent though for Zimbabwe. A valiant fight back from 2 down. It will be the halfway stage of this qualifying campaign come the final whistle. One which they are still in. 3 points would have been very, very nice, but under the circumstances, they can still take something from this match.